Hey everybody, I'm John. I collect cards and happy opening weekend. Hope your team's off to a good start this year. It's Saturday here in Michigan. There was actually some snow on the grassy surfaces this morning, if you can believe it, on April 9th. But that's all melted now. That means it's really spring's here for good. And that means baseball season really is upon us now with the first weekend. And I thought I'd take a few minutes here and just show some recent autographs I've picked up along the way. Kind of a collection of things. Some I've purchased, some I got through the mail, a redemption actually, and maybe one or two other things. So without further ado, I'll see you on the other side. Hey again, everybody. So the first auto I'm going to show is that redemption that I picked up recently. It was from Topps Brooklyn collection from 21. It just came in about a week ago or so. And it's, in fact, it was the Cleveland Guardians, although it was Cleveland Indians on this card. Cleveland Guardians opening day starter from the other day, and that's Tristan Mckenzie. Tristan Mckenzie. Let's see if this holds up okay. I'm just sort of testing things out here. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's numbered to 30. 15 out of 30. Young right-hander for Cleveland, who had a promising enough first full season last year, and I guess a good enough spring training. They made him pitch opening day this, and I think he had a tough loss, 3-1. In fact, was he still pitching when Bobby Witt Jr. hit that what turned out to be a game-winning hit? I think the other day. I think he was still in there. I could be wrong though. But Tristan Mckenzie, for all I know, I'm pretty sure he started. If he didn't start that game, I apologize for not knowing that. But I'm pretty sure I remember seeing him pitch during that highlight. But anyway. Pretty good auto here, I thought. Blue Parallel from the Brooklyn collection, which to me, unfortunately, was underwhelming this last year. But my box wasn't very good, and I just wasn't crazy about the design either. But pretty nice auto here, I thought. So it's the first one I wanted to show. Next, I'm going to show are a collection of, well, hopefully these might be my final 2021 5-star auto purchases. Maybe finally rounding out my collection. I think I probably have over 20 of them, maybe 25 of them at this rate. But the checklist was just so good, and I just kept, saw names on it. I'm like, okay, they're on here. The design's cool. The prices are actually somewhat, not out of whack for some of these decent names. And so I purchased one, won a couple of other auctions, and got them here to show you. The first one is David Cohn in a Yankees uniform, which to me matters a little bit. He was on a couple of the World Series winners. Numbered 8 out of 15, green parallel. He's got a pretty cool signature there. He broadcasts some Yankee games, although he also looks like he's on the ESPN national team now. I don't know if that's a full-time kind of ESPN #1 broadcast, but he was in Atlanta the other night for the Reds and Braves opener, so found that kind of interesting. But David Cohn there. First auto of his I have. These are all first, actually, for some of these. Actually, Tristan Mckenzie is actually my second auto. I picked up an auto of him last year as well in Absolute, I think. I had a patch, like a quad patch auto of him, Tools of the Trade, in retail, which was actually kind of surprising. But anyway, the second 5-star I recently got, and I really like this one. It's another Yankee. He actually didn't play opening day, but he will play more days than not, I hope. And that's Gleyber Torres. This is the only silver signing. Is that what they call it? The silver ink one? Silver signatures autograph. It's number 19 out of 20. It just really looks cool in blue with the Yankees road gray here and with the silver ink. It's just a sweet card there. And of all the 5-stars I have a few gold ones. And the next one I'm going to show you is actually also one more golden graphs. But this was the only silver one I have, and I don't know, I just thought it worked really nicely. Gleyber's signature is not, it's just a few lines pretty much, and I think actually in this kind of style, where it fills the circle pretty well here. And anyway, I just thought it looked really good in this particular style. So Gleyber Torres, hopefully he has a bounce back season this year. I actually think he will. I think he's got kind of a chip on his shoulder for this season, so we'll see. But Gleyber Torres there. And then that golden graph signature I was talking about, and I got it from the same eBay seller actually, is Joe Carter. Number 27 out of 40. He's in his classic from the classic photograph of him circling the bases after he hit the 93 World Series winning home run in Game 6 off Mitch Williams. Gave the Blue Jays their second straight World Series title. He's got a pretty nice signature, too. I was really aiming for his auto in the Topps Chrome Black product. I put his name, I got his name in a couple of player breaks, 10, 15 bucks. Actually, 15 bucks was kind of pricey for a break of that for his name, but maybe 10, 8 bucks, something like that. I just kind of didn't get lucky on him, but I did want to come away with a card from him from this last season. From one of my probably 2 favorite auto products of the year was Chrome Black and this in 5-star. So Joe Carter, very nice card here. Just a cool signature. Recognizing a cool moment with that photo that they chose. So I really like that one. And will that be it for my 5-star from 2021? It probably will be. So I thought I rounded it out pretty well there. Next, I'm gonna show a few through the mails actually that I've picked up recently. In the last month or so, I picked up. Well, let's see. It's actually in one of his first cards. Actually, I'll go through these pretty quick. 73 Topps. First 2 of these are from 73 Topps, so it's this year's Heritage actually. And it's King Kong, home run hitter, Dave Kingman, but in a Giants uni, which predates me. I was actually born in 73, so I don't remember him in a Giants uni. I remember him for the Cubs and for the Mets a little bit. But yeah, this was, I think, his second card, maybe, second-year card. Nice signature there. Just $5. Turned it around pretty quickly, actually. I'm sure most of you know about this video who might be stumbling on my video. A lot of you probably know the video about where Tommy Lasorda is talking about a 3 home run performance from Dave Kingman. If you don't know the video I'm talking about, don't have your kids with you. But I encourage you to find it if you want to laugh, because it's classic and hilarious, and it's just one of those baseball bits that are, especially from the 70s, that are just kind of like, they just, they make baseball in some ways what it is. It's a Tommy Lasorda classic because of what this guy did one day when he was with the Cubs, actually. So Dave Kingman there. And then I have, also from that set recently, I picked up about, maybe a month ago, Don Kessinger from the Cubs shortstop. He was on the he was their steady shortstop in the late 60s, early 70s. So he was on that 69 Cubs team that, for lack of a better word, folded to the Mets in their, pennant run there. The Cubs had a big lead that year and let it slip away. Kessinger was a steady shortstop for the Cubs. Got a nice signature there. I saw he was signing for free, actually. I was like, let me send this along. He actually managed the White Sox, I believe. That's my first remembrance of his name was, I think he maybe managed the White Sox in 77 or 78, because I think I remember seeing him as a player manager, actually, for the White Sox around that time. So, interesting stuff. But Don Kessinger. And then lastly, more recently, about 2 weeks ago, I picked up from the Cubs' arch rival, Whitey Herzog. Forgive me for this light. I'm just sort of testing out things here. I'm going to try to move it in a better spot. Maybe that's a little better. 87 Topps here. Took the Cardinals to the World Series that year. It was his 3rd pennant in the 80s. And he ended up going 1-2 in the World Series after the 7-game loss to the Twins, in which the home team won every game in that World Series. And it ended in Minnesota, and the Twins won their first World Series in Minnesota since they had moved from Washington, in 1961, I believe that was. So, nice signature. I love the Z's and G's. You got the Z and G's got there, and the Y, just kind of like nice signature there. Whitey Herzog still signing, which is great. Even though I was not really a fan of his when he was managing the Royals back in the late 70s, early 80s, because in some ways, just as much as Boston, in my real formative years, the Royals were like right there as the next arch rival, because we played the Yankees. The Yankees played them in the playoffs for 3 straight years, and 3 straight years? No, 4 out of 5 years, really. That's what it was, yeah. They won 3 in a row and then lost in 80 badly, got swept. The Royals finally got them. And in some ways, that's the year I most remember from them playing each other in the playoffs, because by then I was 7, and I was definitely remembering things a little better and just sort of, would stick. But anyway, and then through the mail, I'll show a couple through the mail here really quick, and then I actually have one that I'm going to open that I just got yesterday in the mail. But real quick, so I spoke of 78 real quick. I'll show you two from 78 that I recently purchased from someone on Facebook. And I'm not a big fan of buying autographs that way. Like there's autograph groups on Facebook and such, and I follow a couple, but I never actually followed through with buying any that people put up there because I like to get them through the mail, communicating directly with the player, or I like purchasing like that year's autograph from, say, Topps or Panini, mostly Topps. I don't know, I just tend to like those avenues better than buying a auto already TTM'd by somebody else. But I did buy these three here, and two of them are from 1978, which I mentioned 78 just before. Is one of my favorite sets of all time because it's my first year collecting. And one of the players that Whitey Herzog managed that year was their second baseman. Really good fielding second baseman, one of the best of the 70s and early into the 80s. Frank White. Didn't have a big stick, so to speak, but really good glove. Just a steady part of that lineup for a number of years. And that's just a really nice card. I just love the 78 design. I don't know, I keep saying it over and over again, but that classic script, some things are just, they're like, they're part of your formative years, and that's why you're tied to them. And this set does it for me. He did sign it in black ink, but it's still a nice auto, kind of that classic old school spring training batting pose, but cool card. I like that one a lot. And these were just like, like $3 or $4 a piece. This other one here's another one from like a B-level star, second tier star at the time, maybe, Darrell Evans of the San Francisco Giants at the time. He really, he established himself with the Atlanta Braves earlier in the 70s, had some really nice years for them. And then he won a World Series with the Detroit Tigers in '84, but he did play a few years with the Giants and had a couple of decent years for them too. And that's actually kind of a nice shot. Their signature kind of gets clouded a little bit from just, I think that's a member of the Pirates there, probably Ed Ott, maybe, that could be. In terms of their catcher, it's just a guess. So the ink kind of like blends a little bit into the dark part of the photo, but I thought that was just kind of a cool little shot, again, for I think maybe $4 that was. And then the main reason why I picked up 3 autographs from this one guy it was a Hall of Famer autograph that I don't know if he signs through the mail directly or not, or only through like private signings and such, but when I saw this one, and it was, maybe it was $10, $12 at the most. Lee Smith, Hall of Famer. Anytime I can get a Hall of Famer autograph for reasonable price, I'll get it. I never had his auto before. He's not in a Cubs uniform, he's in a Cardinals uniform, but he played for a number of teams for like multiple seasons, and he had some really nice seasons with the Cardinals later in his career. So I like that auto as well. Nice shot there in the dugout. Pretty clean signature. It's a Fleer 93. Nice card there, I thought. Okay, we're going to do this quick through the mail, and then I've got two more autos. I'm going to wrap the video up here. So let's see what we got here. I have a feeling I know who it is. It's from Oakland, California. I'm not going to turn it over only because it's got my address and name in both spots in terms of, return address and sender. So I have a feeling I know who it is. I think it's like I said, it's from Oakland, California. And it's one of 2 people, and I think it's a certain pitcher from the Oakland A's, so you can maybe guess who that is if I'm right. That's the index card. Oh, there it is. Okay, gosh, for a second I thought the card wasn't even in here. It's Vida Blue. That's who I thought it was. That's a very nice card. I liked sending him the 76. I've mentioned in another video, I tend to lean towards 76 and 74. I have a bunch of these that I picked up from a guy, mostly commons and a lot of off-centered good players, like badly off-centered, almost miscut. But some actually were in decent shape, a good number actually, in better than decent shape. And so I sent this one out to him, and $10, I think. It's got like a foundation, I believe, and turned it down pretty quick. Maybe it was about a month. Really nice signature. Works with the uniform, with the gold and the blue contrasting there. That's a nice one. I like that one a lot. Vita Blue, the A's. I'll sleeve that up afterward. Well, it's just my original note. Oh, there we go. If you're interested in reaching out to Vita Blue, there you go. Screen grab it or pause it. All right. Good stuff from Vita Blue. He was an exciting pitcher in the early 70s. Core part of those A's World Series teams. All right, 2 more autographs and then I'll wrap it up. So these I'm going to show two autographs to wrap it up that I've purchased just straight up off eBay. One was actually in an auction. The last one was, but this first one I paid straight up for it. As soon as I saw it, it's from Topps Gold Label last year. When I saw he was on the checklist, I was like, okay, he's one of my favorite players of all time. I have to get his autograph. If I don't have it, I'm back in the hobby here. I saw he was signing, and I found it, and I was like, I grabbed it before anybody else could, and I was worried I might have overpaid. Turns out I don't think I did, actually. I think the amount I paid is held pretty steady for the few of the others, whether numbered a little lower or the same number. So it's formerly the right fielder for the New York Yankees for the 90s and the early 2000s. 2001 was his last year, actually. It's Paul O'Neill. I just love that card. I love everything about it. Even the gold frame kind of works with it, I think, in this one. It's a blue parallel. It's numbered to 50, 15 out of 50. So, I don't know. I just loved O'Neill's comportment at the plate. So a lot of people thought he was, and of course he also won a World Series with the Reds in 1990. He was on the, oh gosh, what was the relief pitchers group's name? That name's escaping me, what they called themselves. Not Wild Boys. Wild Thing is Mitch Williams. I can't remember their name. Anyway, that was the kind of the group that helped it win, was Randy Myers and Rob Dibble. Nasty Boys, that's it. Anyway, Paul O'Neill played right field then, and then he came to the Yankees, maybe in a trade. Actually, I can't remember how he got to the Yankees, if he was a free agent or through trade. But I think in '93 he arrived. Fans just loved him, as a lot of you probably know, and he became pretty much my, if not my favorite player in that Jeter, Rivera, Bernie era, dynasty, I guess you can call it. He was right there. So the thing with O'Neill, and like I mentioned, his comportment, he was challenging himself. Like, he looked angry a lot at the plate and stuff because he was so hard on himself. But for some reason, for me and a lot of Yankee fans, we just found that incredibly endearing because he just wanted to win. He's one of the all-time grinders. And the guy can hit really well. Won a batting title in the strike season in '94. But the thing with O'Neill, one more memory, I had the fortune of being at the World Series Game 5 in 2001. That was the game that many remember, Scott Brocious in the bottom of the 9th hitting a home run that incredibly tied the game in the bottom of the 9th for the second straight game against the Diamondbacks. Against Kim, their closer. Just an unlikely scenario, and of course they lost the World Series in what turned out to be a classic series, one for the books, but and everything that had happened in September. But also in that game, because in the top of the 9th, and I was sitting in the left field bleachers in that game, there was a chant that started for Paulie. It was a Paulie chant, a Paul O'Neill chant. Paul O'Neill, yep. So there's a video of it you could find on YouTube. Maybe you've seen it before. It was just the way that happened organically was chilling almost, and it got. I mean, I was probably buzzed on beer, I guess, from that game, as a lot of people were, of course, but and just all jazzed up, and we were losing, but at the same time, at that time, I think it was 2-1. 1-0, I can't remember, 2-0, I think the score was actually in the top of the 9th. We didn't get those runs until that Brocious homer, and then won it in the 10th. But the Paul O'Neill chant erupted around the stadium, and you watch the highlights, like the TV feed of it on Fox later on when I eventually saw the highlights. I mean, he got emotional, and that's a moment I'll never forget from a ball game. And I've been lucky enough to see some really interesting moments at ball games. That's up there for me. So, Paul O'Neill, 15 out of 50 from last year's Topps Gold Label. I absolutely love this card. And I love how he's hugging the bat. You see how he's hugging the bat down here? He's practically hugging the bat. It's one of my favorite autos I have. Last one I'm going to show, and I'll be quicker on this. So in the 1980s, the Yankees are my favorite team, but there are certain players who just stood out to me growing up as like the types who just went to work every day, did their thing, and were good at it. And some even made the Hall of Fame. It was like just, there's certain players you just respect the heck out of for what they do and what they mean to their teams. And this was a division rival for the Yankees and for the American Leaguers for a long time until they switched leagues. Actually, they're now in the National League, so you probably know what team I'm talking about, and possibly the player. But on the Milwaukee Brewers, they had a shortstop and also eventually center fielder who, I don't know, I gravitated toward, and I just kind of became a fan of his, and that is Robin Yount. I was sort of a Robin Yount, not fan, but just really appreciated him. Is that he was just a heck of a hitter. He wasn't like a Yankee killer like George Brett was back in the day, but just a darn good hitter. And with Paul Molitor, whose auto I got to get at some point. I don't have a Molitor's auto yet, but I picked up this Robin Yount auto last year, a few months ago, in an auction. I actually won it in an auction, and I think I got it for a halfway decent price, actually. It's from the Clearly Authentic line last year, so it's an acetate card. This is the only one of these I have because I'm not really interested in these all that much. But here's the reason why I got this card. And it is a numbers thing here for this one, actually. I'm not a total numbers guy, but for this one, sometimes they stand out. It's numbered 74 out of 99. His rookie year was 1974. He went to the Hall of Fame in 1999. And the design of the card is also one of my favorites of all time, and that's 1954 Topps. The set of which I'm actually almost done collecting. I need 5 cards, but 2 of them are the biggest cards in the set, and you can guess who they are. They're also Hall of Famers, but I'll get them someday. So to me, this card's almost a personal one of one in a way, and that's why I wanted to show this one. I just love this card. The design is from one of my favorites, and the 2 numbers for the serial number just have a really cool meaning in this particular case. Rookie year and Hall of Fame induction year. Just a cool card. Robin Yount of the Brewers. So sometimes there are just, examples of just cool autos that, when they surprise you with how just neat they are. Sometimes they just speak to you, I guess, in a way. And this one did, along with that O'Neill one I showed. So there you have it. Just wanted to show some recent autos that I picked up in the last... this one I actually picked up in the fall, and the O'Neill one I got in the fall, but the others were all in the last 4 to 5 weeks or so. So thanks, everyone. Enjoy opening day weekend here still, and good luck to your teams this year, and see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.